WWE fallout and reaction. It's been quite a week for WWE, with fans lashing out about recent storylines and decisions. Last Sunday's Backlash event got off to a hot start, with Seth Rollins and The Miz having an excellent match that saw the Architect retain the Intercontinental Championship. However, it went downhill from there. More burning thoughts on this week's Raw and SmackDown. After more than 3 hours, the lackluster show ended on a sour note, with Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe, not the WWE Championship match, in the main event, with Reigns once again having his hand held high in victory. It didn't help that the AJ Styles-Shinsuke Nakamura match for the WWE Championship not only didn't headline the show but also ended in a no contest when both men delivered simultaneous low blows and neither could answer a 10 count. This marks the second non-finish in a row between the two, as their championship match at the Greatest Royal Rumble ended with both men counted out of the ring. The level of angst towards Reigns has reached a boiling point, with a vocal portion of the audience booing him or, even worse, ignoring his matches, particularly when he's on the offensive. That number of fans openly rejecting Reigns is growing the more that WWE pushes him as a top star. Reigns is a very good wrestler and a hard worker, but has been caught up in a tidal wave of bad timing and bad booking. When the crowd wanted Daniel Bryan, they got Roman Reigns. When the crowd wants Braun Strowman or even Seth Rollins in that spot, they get Roman Reigns. Not helping the matter is the current storyline, with Reigns complaining that the WWE is working against him and holding him down, which is infuriating fans even more. The Reigns situation is the most obvious issue, but there are others in what is starting to feel like the annual post-WrestleMania lull. There's Charlotte losing back-to-back matches to Carmella after ending Asuka's long unbeaten streak at WrestleMania, which has both weakened the streak and marginalized both women at the same time. Taking nothing away from the talented and underutilized Rusev, his clean victory against Daniel Bryan on SmackDown was surprising. Everyone is happy that Bryan is healthy and back in the ring doing what he loves, but anyone wanting to see him in the main event picture is going to have to be patient. Either WWE is hesitant to do that right now considering his medical history, or is once again positioning him as an underdog, and that is going to be tough to do. WWE says it listens to its audience, but lately, that has not always been the case. It hasn't affected business. In fact, far from it, with its business as strong as it has ever been. But you have to wonder what it will take for WWE to pivot when fans speak out, and what it will take for fans to turn away, to the point that it does affect business. Until then, don't expect much to change. Money in the Bank. After the recent string of big events, WWE has a bit of a break, with Money in the Bank not taking place until June 17. Both Raw and SmackDown had men's and women's matches, with the winners earning a spot in the respective Money in the Bank ladder match. Of course, the winner of each match earns a briefcase and can cash in at any time over the next year for a championship match. Each match will be comprised of 8 participants, with 4 from each brand. Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, The Miz, and Rusev have qualified for the men, with Ember Moon and Charlotte Flair earning spots in the women's match. Money in the Bank will likely see another match between Styles and Nakamura for the WWE Championship, with an added stipulation. A last man standing match would make a lot of sense considering how their last encounter ended. Don't look for Brock Lesnar to be on the show defending the WWE Universal Championship. The Beast is not expected to put his title on the line again until the July 15 Extreme Rules show, or possibly not until SummerSlam on August 19. Either way, that will be a long time for WWE to put one of its two most important championships on ice. Okada vs. Omega IV. It's official, Kazuchika Okada and Kenny Omega will meet in the ring for the fourth time to continue the greatest in-ring rivalry of this generation. The match was set up at night 2 of the recent New Japan Pro Wrestling Dontaku show, where Okada successfully defended the IWGP Heavyweight Championship for a record 12th consecutive time against Hiroshi Tanahashi, the man who previously held the record. After the stellar match, Kenny Omega came to the ring and the two agreed to face off once again at the NJPW Dominion event on June 9 in Osaka, Japan. Kazuchika Okada vs. Kenny Omega at Dominion. No time limit, 2 out of 3 falls. Okada vs Omega 4 is on. That won't happen with the upcoming matches. The two agreed to make it a no time limit, 2 out of 3 falls match. The stipulation raises the ante even more, with expectations already through the roof, but there is no doubt that Okada and Omega will deliver once again. The question now is, will Omega be the person to finally dethrone Okada, ending his record title reign of more than 700 days as IWGP Heavyweight Champion? Dominion is setting up to be a loaded show and one of the biggest of the year. Also on the show will be a title match between Tetsuya Naito and Chris Jericho, who returned to New Japan at the Dontaku event where he attacked the IWGP Intercontinental Champion. Plus, the Young Bucks will square off against Evil and Sanada for the IWGP Tag Team titles. Will Ospreay will defend the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship against the winner of the upcoming Best of Super Juniors tournament, and Rey Mysterio will also make his in-ring debut for the promotion. Hulk Hogan return. Signs are growing for the Hulkster to return to WWE. TMZ recently reported that Hogan and high-ranking WWE officials have been in contact regarding a return and how it would be done. Hogan has been gone from the company since July 2015 after racist comments he made years before that were caught on tape and leaked publicly. There has been talk of a Hogan return for several months, with some thinking he would appear at WrestleMania 34 before he shot that down himself. There's no question that wants to return and has been trying to say all of the right things to make it happen. Hogan was recently inducted into The Boys. He has publicly apologized for his comments multiple times, but this is not a simple issue. There is no doubt that most of the WWE audience will welcome Hogan back, but the company must receive a vote of confidence from its business partners that the time is right to welcome him back before it can happen. Booker T recently addressed the situation on his Heated Conversations radio show, where he said, "The only thing Hogan can do is apologize and atone for it, and we move forward. Everyone deserves a second chance." News and notes: WWE has officially signed former MMA fighters Jessamyn Duke and Marina Shafir, who, along with Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, make up the Four Horsewomen. The group appeared together at last year's Mae Young Classic as they supported Baszler on her way to the tournament final, and an angle was filmed backstage where Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch and Bayley confronted them. Maybe there's still a chance for a feud down the line. Life as a WWE superstar can be brutal, considering the bumps but also the travel. Perfect example, both brands, just the men, though, recently made the long trip to Saudi Arabia for the Greatest Royal Rumble event, returned to the US for a week, and now both rosters are on a 2-week tour in Europe. Even before that, the Raw crew worked several days in South Africa. Jason Jordan is healthy following neck surgery and should be returning anytime now, according to Pointsider.com. Well, as long as his dad Kurt Angle says he can come back, count both Orlando and Tampa as aggressive bidders to WrestleMania in the coming years. Orlando, which hosted the event last year, is hoping to land the event in either 2023 or 2025. Tampa recently submitted a proposal to host WrestleMania for the first time in either 2023, 24 or 25. The city is also bidding for the Royal Rumble in 2022 or 23, and with the show possibly being held at Raymond James Stadium, the outdoor stadium that is home to the NFL's Tampa Bay Buccaneers. WWE is looking to hold the annual Rumble at larger buildings like it does for WrestleMania, with next January's show at Chase Field in Phoenix, where MLB's Arizona Diamondbacks play. Best wish to Brandi Rhodes following surgery to repair a broken clavicle. Bad enough she suffered the injury but wrestled twice with it to fulfill her commitments in Japan. Just left the hospital. Long story short, Brandi Rhodes went to Japan and wrestled 4 matches, 2 with a broken clavicle. 2 separate fractures. She'll need surgery due to the bone poking into the muscle. Hard she will heal it up stronger than before. I'm blessed to have her. Pic.twitter.com/HHXNNOI